cassette NDC sa name say PP buy to obecha
Ejakota so ma ye bi na
2024 they have done worse
enti say akota okujeto domlevo Kofi Boache wo mo kwache wo ma ye bone
and no there any problem
yes Ejakota
but don't say well many of them say na no
they are the best team to
good morning Adam
to do this job.
Good morning, sir.
Adam, now what to say?
By God's grace, you are doing well.
We thank God. Adam Senano is an anti-corruption campaigner and a crusader. Adam, His Excellency, the former president-elect, told Ghanaians that he will set up a committee known as Operation Recover All Loot, ORAL. And he's done justice to it to the point that he's appointed Honorable Samokuja to Ablakwa, Daniel Domlevo, former Auditor General, COP retired Nathaniel Kofi Boache, Mr. Martin Pebu, a legal practitioner, and Raymond Acha, investigative journalist. People are of the view that all these 5 people that are in the committee, one way or the other, have been hurt by the previous government. So they do not see how effective. They might even add emotions to their investigation. Others also are praising the former president for going ahead to set up such a committee. As an anti-corruption crusader, what do you make of it?
Well, first of all, I think that the president-elect is to be commended for making good his promise, setting up a committee. I think that the concerns regarding what committee members might do or not do are legitimate to the extent that the committee should not have oversight in terms of the eventual investigation and prosecution. In other words, this committee, as far as I understand, is to collect information. And as long as we leave it at that level, and they will have to submit the information they collect to the statutory institutional bodies that have been set up for investigation and corruption, then it will ensure that there is some neutrality and a separation, so that it is not as if it's a committee that is the one chasing you. Citizens can submit any information they have. It will have to be weighed to see whether it is credible, and then handed over to the appropriate agencies for them to follow up with. That way, yes, the concerns, and I think they are legitimate concerns, that persons like let's say Mr. Domlevo and whatnot have been affected by this government, and therefore may have a certain posture. At least we will create that space where they cannot be the ones, pursuing this actively in courts, and therefore at least we can ensure that we don't end up in a situation where it's like we are witch hunting or pursuing people when we ought not to do it that way.
All right. So in your stead, their terms of reference should be limited to the facts finding.
Yes, it should be limited to the fact finding. It should be limited to the fact finding. I mean, when I read it, that's the impression I even had. I don't get the impression that they are supposed to be the ones pursuing these people. No, let it be flat. I don't get the sense that they are supposed to be the ones following these people. And I think that they will have to handle the information very sensitively, because people's reputations are on the line until proper and complete investigations are done. If you begin to leak things into the public domain, you may leave the impression that people are guilty even before they are properly, managed. So on that note, my view would be that the committee should be a fact-finding committee.
All right. Adam Senanu, thanks so much for your time.
And thank you too for having me.
Okay. That's my okay, and say definitely you'll be to say Domlevo no near the ebe name what can cratana the Gunu say so omun koshe na omun information emrana appropriate quarters like the courts and maybe National Investigative Bureau no will follow up. Then Kobase ase nembom yaw. We are in a political arena. Aban fufra ba na okuja tabla kwa Ako Hunu say, Yabuama, Minister for Women Affairs. Okay, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Women Affairs. The Akobane say, Sikabi Akodi ni fertilizer bi. Okujeto. Yeah, now by the time won't be free okra. Why press conference? Okujeto dear. So be who be I about okay, one can call about to the Facebook page. Hey!
Information so information no air contact protect sankrofon.
Whistleblower, that is where it comes.
Yes, whistleblowers ne omo
the Whistleblowers Act should come in.
Mo any ebia say me na ebia masase bi na dada nsoman. Any yesi obi ye ekuta position bi o Jubilee House. And I say and baby na abamu bi age e dey free me say na the documents abramo a e kire say this particular as way e media the kwan asoma si fa so e agi ye ni a at least akonta dey should also protect me so hu emwa me say be ya that bi no e bi kura no a me protection me ofia won kofa boys bi ma
organized crime
you croma say so akonta efrudi for
oh simple
efrudi for
now ababa friend say you be dan kwakra wo fucking them
so hu
and be dan kwakra can you imagine
in as much as say on nyamani board mo be kan wa bontin okujeto domlevo pekasa okujeto pekasa
pebu pekasa
Martin pebu pekasa
yini acha ne
remonacha na say oye kwa kofi bo ache so no ye as when it is needed now what dia bashim ba ko
Martin pebu ni
but amiensa na ewo mu no okujeto pekasa domlevo pekasa Martin pebu dia on frɛ no kra no wakasa o make bia ne ade bo mo ntra so say
o ma no nareka
omo di information e bebre wo mu no at least omo kasa bebe no omo koliki omo
one to another nareka they will tamper with evidence
mo
because asemi betima liki na me hunu say bia me na ebia we akwakim ho by the time am be kono na de krono kra me yes ya na me de afiri ho
yeah
to omo no ayate om so omo nkoye fact finding no they should let it remain fact finding na omo mo ma no nya du eno na yeah me home investigation so now only me din komo
yes any pa
boko parliament na MP no ne kra na esre so na
so na onim si ye no nya asem ketwa
and so you be friend of floor of parliament so speaker I can tell you that this man will go to jail you go to there when it comes to issues of this nature so
even private sector na kra bia
I say to group
akota ni pa no private sector na the private sector na owo no ebi obi wa ba mu enya contract bi na so hu
you also be killing the private sector initiative.
It's true
now quiet to say Abino is attacking certain people believed to have connection with the government outgoing government now quiet to certain dia na yetre mu a
okaya ayi papa ya ayi wokofa fertilizer by this Sedu Agungu
yeah just Sedu Agungu
edidi mu ama ne bank is it sovereign bank and heritage bank omugu bank no so papa ni business is na
Ghana for bebre ti asie ayi Agungu
Sedu Agungu yes or a private businessman na ono de one aban no ekodi djuma and in the end
they be asie no for bank e be jama
Unibank ne Unibank
so no de omo court ma court no in his favor but sometimes na akose Ghana Consolidated Bank GBC
na pa kwesi ndum so de no me ne de
pa kwesi ndum so Jomama promise so ba obejama
no flag bearers ni bi ho no mo de na desre de koto ko
Jomama promise so ba obehwe no agene bank
sa ne ma ni nyina na konta
GN Bank
yes mampeni da John Dramani mama be pese the private people ni indigenous ebe thrive but akonta yenye no ne kwaso ne kwaso nyese ma hye obo se meje obanga ma na bia emra kwan mu no ebi kra niema etoto chima wo wafa na bia chenchire ma hye obonti no ana so ye me party banti no na me kwa akwaje ediama bia se nipa ne betimi aboa no ama na bia business bi ama na wura a different venture mu ama bia ono so no what's also the agina ebeboa but
we are spending a lifetime on the bank.
It's true
because UTC papa your friend say Amoaben
yeah
share obi ti say Kwabnado 4
Dr. Kwabnado 4
share obi ti say Indium.
Yes, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indium.
These are stalwarts in business.
My omede ni 2 million say no say sika no betu bia wantu bi esien na
Atu esien.
Omo nyina ya ka ho.
So no say obetime nya pardon no.
Because say na no na ni situation na wo prison won nye.
We no obetime nya pardon.
Akota ono no de ni say. Ono de ni say ka mesre mampani dada John Dramani Mahama say if ebia abane ne be ye nhyehyeye. Say e ka na da honom no ye you but e ka no betu ade ama oman no. So yes ye you say
health
ne health and na ebia
okay the gang of 4
yes akonta
NCA 4 no say be free mo bafo boni
ne ade mo de omokoko ebi fifrim akota mesre say bi wo no mo akonta yo bi wo no ma ode ne kokotu mo
akokotu ya jeli na o abrochi won so be
tamaklu
said nam tamaklu
ono so say
ono ne party aba o mendai o me ma na bedem
akonta
afi what would you make sure
say sika no say akweta ono no say lady no
because said them there NDC for no baby crab fu
yes say sika no so obefia ba won femra e man appointment bia bio man nko ne baby
the said them he was jailed in absentia.
Yes.
Obekai said Deputy Attorney General betra ha. Afetia ebo aka che say omone Interpol din komadu achire.
Yeah.
The question is, Omefredo, can Omampeni John Mama follow it up?
Yes.
Say Yemfa Sedinam Emetum.
Akota,
are you sure he can do it?
Me dear, Mampeni that John Dramani Mama yato abeyi ne fufuru bi o say o follow up. Akota, I don't say bi momfa me I don't see the sense in it say ma me ne ba bedem. Ebini atuesi asema ye ke say odemi ye say ne health ko ye bibibi ne health na ye bibibi Ghana government ne bebo ho nka but in the area bia nkotiniti a akota o metua sika ne yanyere no na japade akura ye say omo do
friend plea bargain no
that's it akota on tua sika no atuesi endam na no ye say na ne ho mfani ye de ne koto hospital nye prison service ne ye na
aban ne boka
but
call Lagos hospital
what in fear no yare akonta me na me kobo atuesi ho ka we are manning to Jessica, in free prison. I could tell only pen walk or them one. Or mine crown or boy a cat. Yan Jessica and Yan Japadia. Okay, now man fun in the Yunko. I contract.
I'm sister Niba.
But Kofuba Jessica on your my only dom level. One your my sa Nipami and Sabinoa. Eh, so data banks or some call. Data bank or some call. The entire bank, no, Yan said them the sooner. Ose say, Sasa Gusa Senguye, Mintiminka Segu. So, but data bank.
Omo go pay the data bank.
Na wan endia. A mama na catch there so omo kwaji busia bia papa ne benefit.
Kali gajapo.
Ne boni e wom se Kofi Boachi be decide say okohwem say yampa say ye kwaji lo na wo benefit.
Kofi Boachi or okohwem as NIB ana as what?
As
government tax force.
Government oral team.
I'm going to do that to say. If you have a call, am I any come on you? Why not? You have one to the chat.
Send that statement before this house. It is his duty. We approved the budget last November. The budget ends in December. The new government will be ushered in early January. So we need expenditure in advance of the budget to be able to pay salaries from January, February, March until a new budget is introduced into this house. This is the simple duty that the president must perform to the good people of Ghana. And the finance minister always performs this duty on behalf of the president. The house is only able to approve of the voting account. It's not only workers who may not be paid from January 2025. Even this house meeting after December to listen to the president present his message, his last message on the State of the Nations, cannot hold. And the House was called upon to avoid this situation before the elections. Why was it not done? Why was it not done? The House was embroiled in determining who occupies the majority seats and who occupies the minority seats. Most irrelevant. With the greatest respect, most irrelevant. Mr. Speaker, if we are not able to approve of the vote and account, the summoning of Parliament to elect a speaker, for the speaker to now also swear in the new members of Parliament, technically cannot take place. Is that what you want as a nation?
Time is not on our side, but there are some imperatives we have to work on. The delay may compel us to sit some days very late hours. My worry is whether we'll have that much time to truly scrutinize the work that is before us. I think I will have to direct you to get in touch with your colleagues to be available tomorrow so that we can do some business. Please convey that message to them that we need them on the floor. If we can't get all of them, if we can't get the leader himself, at least the deputy should be here, the chief whip should be here, so that we can do some business. Because your colleagues here cannot usurp your authority unless so directed.
Speaker of Parliament, Ashanti Medase, Enna Yahuni, and today she Speaker of Parliament, she demeanor Fedio de Casa. And she saw a penny a woman, now what that an arm of government ano. Tintinia Homasona, o ye no few weeks ago no. So what the side poster in a bar ya? And Casabri business I work there is no time on your side. And the Parliament, national Parliament is sorry fiada. And try the manu them say, Adna Minister for Finance, on for budget on appropriation, no, and by expenditure on appropriation, on for my. On for my nyadeng. On for my nyadeng. So speak NDC for saying Katia Kachre say, speak Chief Justice, Emra Metina Parliament, no nya parliamentary business. Sana tell you, no, I said in Katia, no Metina way. Only your Mahama, and your Mama commetina, my majority side, no for by yet in Emre. Almost must have taken no famre. Ye boo maya. Near catch them will say, Adia Muye, a backwa baby hat memo for, and drama say labor unions nasha see a cassa. Say, I your moya say, a majority no, a tie, and ye may be to maybe. One Babin who was holding the whole nation to ransom. Now Parliament international, where was the organized labor? Na gratify na mo he, tewu for na mo he. You tag no maka na mo he fa. But not there, a man for have found their voices. And they want to talk. Because it has to do with their money. Almost come and as my phone to my capture become so now they are concerned. And the baby na who say Article 71 office who they saw JS Grasha no kukudi. JS mo kwatena demu. No mo to mo hu punu mu na